Hey friends, my name is C and you're watching MakesItEasy, and welcome back to a new video for A11 for the lesson today. We have 4.2 for the roots of a cubic equation for the rules of examples video. And we'll first look into some introductions, but before we get into it, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and ring the notification button to on any future videos. And we'll move on to some introduction. So by the fundamental theorem of algebra, a cubic equation has the form of ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, always has three potentially repeated roots, which are alpha, beta, and gamma. And we saw in previous chapters that these could be all real roots, one real or two complex roots, which are both complex conjugates of each other. And if the roots of an equation are alpha, beta, and gamma, then you can determine the relationship between the coefficients of the terms in the cubic equation and the values of alpha, beta, and gamma. So here's what I meant by the different roots. So we have three possible cubic graphs. One where all the roots are real roots, so we have three distinct real roots. One where it's one real root by two complex roots, and one real root by two repeated roots right here. So here's this summary. So if alpha, beta, and gamma are the roots of a cubic equation ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d equals 0, then we have this long thing right here. So this will be equal to alpha a times x minus alpha times x minus beta times x minus gamma, and this expands into ax cubed minus a times alpha plus beta plus gamma x squared plus a times alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha x minus a times alpha beta gamma, which you can notice are the sum of the roots, the sum of the product pairs, and the sum of the triple pairs, or like the sum of the whole sum of the roots. And therefore B equals minus a times alpha plus beta plus gamma, C equals a times alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, and D equals minus a times alpha beta gamma. So this sounds complicated, but here's a more nicer summary, and these are the sum and product of cubic roots. So we have the polynomial, the cubic polynomial of ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d equals 0. The sum of the roots will be equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma, the sum of the roots, equals minus b over a. And the sum of the product pairs of roots equals alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha equals c over a. And the sum of the product of triples equals alpha beta gamma, or basically the sum of the product of all the roots, equals minus d over a. So notice how the symbol is oscillating. So it'll be from minus to plus to minus. And note that a, b, c, and d are the coefficients of the cubic equation. So here's an example. For the cubic equation x cubed minus 66x squared plus 11x minus 6, the sum of the roots is equal to alpha plus beta plus gamma equals minus b over a equals minus 6, minus 6 over 1, which is equal to 6. And the product of the pairs of the roots, as you can see, is 11, and the product of triple is equal to 6. And if we were to solve this equation, and I'll just put into my calculator, the solution for this polynomial will be, let me see, 1 minus 6, 11, and minus 6. The solution will be 1, 3, and 2. So x equals 1, 2, and 3. And you can see the sum of roots is indeed 6. And the product of the roots is indeed 6 as well. And the product pairs of the roots is, I would guess it's 11, because you do each individual product, which is equal to 11. And here we have an example for the roots of a cubic equation. Alpha, beta, and gamma are the roots of the cubic equation 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals 0. Without solving the equation, find the values of alpha, of like part A, alpha plus beta plus gamma. So we know that alpha plus beta plus gamma, which we can simplify it as the sum of alpha, or the sum of the roots, is equal to minus b over a. And minus b is 3, and a is 2. Therefore, minus b over a is minus 3 over 2, like so. In part B, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha which we can simplify as the sum of alpha beta is equal to C over A, because that's the product of the product pairs of the roots. C over A. C in this case is minus 4, right? And A is 2, therefore it's minus 4 over 2, minus 4 over 2, and therefore this is minus 2, like so. And for the third one is alpha times beta times gamma, or alpha beta gamma, and this is equal to the sum of the triples of the roots, and this equals minus d over a, and it's basically a, b, c, d. So d in this case is 2, and a in this case is 2, therefore it's minus 2 over 2, and therefore it's minus 1, like so. And for part D, it's a little more complicated because it involves like like reciprocals. So 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta plus 1 over gamma. So what we can do now is that we have to make all the denominator the same. So therefore we have to make the same denominator by multiplying each term by different roots. So we have to multiply this root, this side by beta gamma, this by alpha gamma, and this by alpha beta. So this will be beta gamma over alpha beta, plus alpha beta gamma, plus alpha gamma over alpha beta gamma, plus alpha beta over alpha beta gamma, and we can simplify it to get alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha over alpha beta gamma, and we can notice that it's basically the sum of product pairs over the sum of the triples, alpha beta gamma, and we know that the sum of product pairs is equal to minus 2 from just now, and the sum of product triples is equal to minus 1, like so, and therefore this equals minus 2 over minus 1 is equal to 2, like so, and that's the answer. And 2. This should be 2 straight, right? So, and for the last question, the roots of a cubic equation ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d equals 0 are alpha equals 1 minus 2i, beta equals 1 plus 2i, and gamma equals 2. Find the integers value for a, b, c, and d. So it's important that it says the integer value. So let's first do the sum of the roots. So the sum of alpha. So the sum of alpha is alpha plus beta plus gamma equals minus b over a, right? So alpha plus beta plus gamma, let's do it here. So it will be 1 minus 2i plus 1 plus 2i. And we can see that the imaginary part cancel out. So minus 2 minus and plus 2 cancel out. So it will be 1 plus 2, which is 4. Therefore, 4 equals minus b over a. And therefore, 4a equals minus b, like so, number 1. And for number 2, the sum of the product pairs. This will be alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha equals c over a. And therefore we can see that we just have to do it individually. So it will be 1 minus 2i times 1 minus 2i times beta, which is 1 plus 2i, 1 plus 2i, and this plus 1 plus 2i plus the last part, which the gamma, which is 2, and this plus 2 times 1 minus 2i. So it's a really long process, so just have to be patient in solving these kind of questions. This will be equal to c over a. And just have to expand the bracket and simplify it, and you'll get 9 equals c over a, and therefore 9a equals c for part 2. And for the third part is the sum of the triples, or the sum of all the roots. So it will be sum of alpha, beta, gamma. This will be equal to minus d over a. And this basically means it's 1 plus 2i times 1 minus 2i times 2 equals minus d over a, And if we were to simplify it, let me just put it out right now. 1 plus 2i 1 minus 2y and times by 2. And this gets us 10 equals minus d over a. Or basically 10a equals minus d, like so. So what we can do now to solve it is that we can let a equals 1 in all these cases. So if, let's say if a equals 1, b will be equal to minus 4, right? And if a equals 1 in this case, c will be equal to 9. And if a equals 1 in this case, d will be equal to minus 10, right? So therefore, let me write it out. Therefore, the equation is a is 1, so ax cubed. Oops, sorry, not a. It will be x cubed plus b is minus, sorry, it's minus not plus. B is minus 4, right? So it will be minus 4 x squared. C is plus 9x. And d is equal to minus 10. Minus 10 equals 0. And that's the final answer. And that's it for this video for 4.2, which is right here, for the roots of a cubic equation. And I hope you all found it useful and helpful, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. And if you have any questions or any comments regarding my channel or my YouTube or my Instagram, you can leave them down below and I'll reply to them. And check out my social media in the description, for example YouTube or LinkedIn or Instagram. And if you need any learning resources or any teaching resources, you can check out my website in the description, or you can type it out in your browser at www.MakesItEasy.com. And I hope you'll find it useful and helpful, and I'll see you on the next video, which will be 4.2 for the roots of a cubic equation for the questions video, which will be fun and interesting as it is a lesson to consolidate your learning from this lesson. But anyways, that's it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next video. But until then, stay safe and happy learning.